Very, very interesting. Going up through Meridia to get to the wrecked ship, taking out Dragon early, having the screw attack in the gauntlet, going through the gauntlet with, what did I have, 200 energy? All in all, a quality run. And I got to learn some tech that I kind of knew existed. I definitely knew that the speed booster skip to get through Meridia and get to Dragon was there. It was the other clips, and there's other similar clips throughout the game, no doubt, that I'm not familiar with. So yeah, there's 3 more item checks in Meridia that I can get now that I didn't think I could. And one of them doesn't even require the ice beam. I suspect it requires the no, maybe not. I was going to say, I suspect it requires the gravity suit, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe you can get up onto, what did I name him? Arnold the Snail? Without a gravity suit. If you have a high jump, perhaps? Difficult to say. This guy's just going to hit me. No, he's not. Haha, never mind. I left him a surprise. You know, I just pooped my little surprise, that's all. So, fun little detour into Ridley. That's kind of how Randomizer goes. There is the possibility that Ridley or somewhere in Lower Norfair is where your gravity suit is. So if you're a sane person and you don't want to go through Meridia without a gravity suit, there is a possibility you'll be fighting Ridley first. But in that case, you can pretty much full clear all of Norfair without a gravity suit. And then getting into Lower Norfair, the logic's going to require a gravity suit anyway, because of the lava room near the entrance. Yeah, I don't think there is a path through the logic that forces you to fight Ridley before you have the gravity suit. So yeah, though, the gravity suit can't roll into Lower Norfair then, or the Varia, so... And the space jump is... So yeah, you're always... I can't think of a randomization path that sends you into Lower Norfair before any other area in the game. You can always do it last if you want. I don't know why I'm going this stupid way through Brinstar. I should have went straight up through Meridia. Instead, we're going the dumb way. We're going the dumb way that involves these nerds. Probably for the best, because Ridley's about always the last thing you want to do in a seed. There has to be a way into Lower Norfair without any of those items, though, because people do the reverse boss order run, in which case you have to go into Lower Norfair without the Varia or the gravity suit. I think maybe they do a combination of they do some version of the gravity jump, perhaps? I'm actually not sure. I'm going to have to go refresh my memory and watch a reverse boss order run to see how it's done. How do people do Ridley first? Because the 2 suits are both locked up behind one of the 4 bosses. Oh, I don't have a speed booster. I can't just run to my ship. So I guess you can go to Ridley if you want to fight him first. Is it a green gate? No, it's not a green gate. It's crumble blocks that prevent you from getting into Lower Norfair from the wave beam area. I should be able to puzzle this out. Yeah, the only way into Lower Norfair is to take the elevator. So there's got to be a way to do it without any suits at all. Just grit and elbow grease, I suppose. We're going to go fight the Mother Brain. The ending from this point on is basically going to look the same as the Hundo run. I just have fewer pink blocks at the top of the screen and way more Jolly Ranchers. Also, I think the randomizer removes the statue room. Like, we don't have to watch the statues explode. Yeah, we can just jump straight down. We're good to go. Alright, let's turn my ice beam on and punk some Metroids. I think while my audio is rendering the third time tonight, the first 2 times I was busy practicing those glitches, but while it's rendering out the third time, I think I will treat myself to a Super Metroid reverse boss order run. I haven't watched one in years, and now I forget how it goes. And someone's going to leave a comment in the video, watch, like, it's going to happen. They're going to be like, Brickroad, reverse boss order when? Nope. Not me. That is an insane amount of nonsense you've got to go through, and the Ridley fight is horrible. The Ridley fight is the run, though, in reverse boss order. If you can get through Ridley, you can do absolutely anything in this game. The worst Ridley fight I've ever done was a 15% run. Was at the time was the lowest percent possible in the game, and that took me weeks. And I feel like I won that fight in the end just by sheer luck. Although you do learn the fight, just repetition, even if you're doing badly. Just through repetition, you will learn some patterns, but man, Ridley's a monster. So part of me actually wants to look up the Zebetite glitch now when I go through here. But I don't know. I like blowing up the Zebetites, and that's never going to be a skip that's required. In the old low percent runs, way back in the day, the one that I had I completed, what you had to do is the Zebetites, once you blow one up, it stays dead. So what you had to do was basically go through and destroy one, and then walk all the way back to the missile refill. And refill your missiles and go back and forth destroying one Zebetite at a time. And they would stay dead once you destroyed them. Because you only walked in the room with 15 missiles, which isn't enough to break all the Zebetites. With the Ice Beam clip, I think you clip through the first one and the rest don't even load in. I hope that while you guys are waiting for me to upload these episodes, if you've really been into watching some Super Metroid, I hope that you've been filling your time in between my upload schedule watching better people play the game. I've been addicted to all kinds of Metroid runs the past week or so as I've been doing these recordings. And tonight on the menu, I think reverse boss order is what needs to happen. Oh, you know what? No, there's a gray door in this shaft that doesn't open again. I think in vanilla you can never open that door again. Oh, you had to come out here and refill missiles on these guys, maybe. Or maybe you just refilled your missiles in this room here. One of those things is true. And you can somehow get through this with 15 missiles. We are not going to have any problems, though. All of our problems were out in the run with esoteric tricks that had to be learned and applied. We do have much less energy than in the Hundo run, which is, again, not saying much because we've got hundreds and hundreds. And I like to try to throw away energy down to like 5 tanks anyway in this situation. And we have more supers than we can ever possibly use, so... Again, that's a little more energy than I like to waste, so if we go below 3 tanks, I've got my reserve tank I can use. Other than that, I'm just going to hammer the button, Paul. Today I let Paul tell me what to do with the button. Tomorrow maybe it's your turn. Unless... Are you Paul? Probably not. Statistically not, I mean. Where's that brain laser? There it is. Show it to me. That's the stuff. That's the good stuff right there. And this is the time where you guys go down to the comments and let me know. You guys can vote whether you want me to save or kill the animals at the end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through the escape sequence, and when I get there, I'm just going to ignore whatever you said because I recorded this a long time ago. This is past me. Hi, I'm from February 2020 recording this. My name's Brickroad, and I don't care if you want me to save or kill the animals. Hopefully you paused the video and went down and told me before you heard me say that, and now your heart's broken. So we must all just sit with the anticipation, because surely I killed them in the 100% run. Surely I'm going to go save them at the end of this rando. Of course I am. Of course I'm going to save them. I wouldn't kill them 2 runs in a row. That would just be ridiculous and possibly illegal in most states. I haven't checked the Florida statutes on whether you can kill the Super Metroid animals 2 runs in a row. So, if I don't save them, I'm going to get in trouble with the law, potentially. Not to mention, everybody can report me to YouTube and get my channel taken down. That would be horrible. For me, I mean, obviously I would deserve it if I had killed the animals 2 runs in a row. Feels really weird to not have Jolly Rancher Super Missiles anymore. I would love a setting in the randomizer that just puts the hyper beam somewhere in the world as a drop. I wonder if that would break anything. I wonder how much stuff that would break. Because I mentioned a glitch in the 100% run that lets you reset the game and put all of the items back in, it puts the world back into its default state, so you can recollect items you've already gotten. That glitch involves firing a glitchy beam. You have to equip the spazer and plasma beam at the same time, and then fire it in a particular location in only one of a few rooms in the game. Because what it does, it tries to load a bunch of garbage data, per screen in the current room. And, oh, I don't have space, or I don't have speed booster here, so I'm going to have to go through these rooms the correct way, I guess. And if you're in a room that doesn't have enough screens on it, it doesn't get through the glitchy garbage and it crashes the game. But if it does have enough screens, up and around, gotcha, then the game goes through a bunch of glitchy garbage but doesn't crash, and then it resets as soon as you go through the next door. So there's 2 or 3 rooms in the game where you can actually do this glitch. The problem is you can never do it with the hyper beam equipped, because part of the glitch involves firing the glitchy spazer plasma beam at the same time. And if I were to pause my game now, I actually wouldn't have the spazer or plasma beam. All of your beams are taken away and just replaced with the hyper beam. So to my knowledge, there's no way to combine that glitch where you reset the game state back to its original position while also having the hyper beam at the same time. But I would love a version of this game, even if it's just an option in a randomizer or something, that you can play the whole game with the hyper beam. I think that might be interesting. It might also not be... I mean, it must be possible. I can't think of a place where you need a particular beam to do anything. Anything you need plasma for, you can do with screw attack, and surely anything you need plasma for, the hyper beam will be able to do anyway. I'm actually not sure how enemies interact with the hyper beam because I've never done it, because I've never had a ROM hack to try it with. In any event, now you guys are on the ends of your seat. Am I going to save the animals? And of course I'm not. Feel free to report me to YouTube, call the Florida police, get the Justice League on the phone, whatever you feel like you have to do. But I'm standing my ground, and I'm not saving any animals. And it's because those helpful Meridia animals, good old Fred the Metroid, and Spiky Man Walker guy, and Arnold or Alfred the Snail or whatever his name, they all die every time. Even if you quote-unquote save the animals, all of those beautiful Meridian specimens, maybe the Metroids are abominations unto God and man, but the rest of them are beautiful creatures. And why do the Edecoons and Decora deserve to live, while Mama Turtle and Roly-Poly and Spiky Walker Man and Alfred the Snail all must die? Ah, where's my reward Pepsi? There it is. So that's about the same in-game time as the Hundo run we did, because we ended up having to do quite a lot of backtracking and Norfair hell runs, which are always fun. I actually didn't know that that hallway in Norfair was completely blocked with speed blocks. If you don't have Speed Booster, you can't get through that hallway. But that hallway is supposed to dump you out right above Crocomire. Fortunately, the entrance to Crocomire is accessible from both sides, and you can go around the green bubble room as well. Unfortunately, there was nothing useful down there when we went and looked. One thing that this randomizer, and every randomizer, I wish they did that they don't do, is when you complete a run of Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise, it shows you where the items in the game were hidden. Because I would love to know, like, where was my grapple beam? That's actually the only major item we didn't get, isn't it? Or Speed Booster. I'd love to know where the Speed Booster was. But yeah, everything else we got, even the X-ray scope. And I actually put the X-ray scope to use a little bit because I had gone up to that frozen room where I knew there were missile packs. I wanted to see if there was another path to them, like maybe there was a way through without having to do Shine Sparks, but we do get some fun little statistics here. Time aligning doors is an interesting one. The idea is when you go through a door in Super Metroid, the game first has to align the door into the middle of the screen before it starts the transition. So if you enter a door and the door is offset from the horizontal midpoint of the screen... Oh, it is telling me what locations are. Awesome. If that's offset, you actually lose some time because the game has to spend time aligning the door and then doing the transition. So let's see here. Speed Booster, Missile, Gold Chorizo. Alright. If we had gone through there. Grappling Beam was in the Mickey Mouse room, which is part of Lower Norfair. So both of those items were in the back. And we weren't going to find them doing any amount of Upper Norfair hell runs. Excellent. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll go ahead and... go ahead and give yourself a Deer Force if you feel the need. We'll go ahead and get a good print screen of Samus and her skivvies here. And then let her shoot us in the face, as she always does when you finish the game, which seems a little ungrateful to me, but... Is it going to show me my item percent again? Yeah, here we go. 77. Most of which were super missiles. Like, I feel like 64% of that was super missiles. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next mission. Shoutouts to Torgo for sponsoring this video. If you liked the video and you want to see more, please tickle my thumb, leave a friendly comment, and ring my little bell.